Now, this is how we start the game. Basically, you guys start by the game is played in a few different parts. So the first part is your guys' big kind of nebulous part, where you guys tell me, what are you guys doing as a pantheon? And each one of you will get a role to be able to affect the agenda that you guys are going up against. So essentially, you guys tell me what you guys are doing. You put one of your skills with one of the attributes of your agenda, and then we make a roll versus that agenda. Essentially, what you guys are trying to do is take down their grandeur. You guys have a grandeur attribute, which is your pantheon's hit points. They have a grandeur attribute because it's essentially these agendas are essentially other pantheons you guys are attacking. Acting against the agenda more than twice. So let's start with Kieran. What is your character doing before this game begins to affect the power elite? Basically, this tyrannical government, Argentina, with agendas to take over all of South America with their fascist government, spreading their tentacles to other fascist regimes all over the world, trying to create alliances so that they can basically counter the free-thinking and so-called right-thinking world. So what skill are you pairing with what of your attributes? Out of authority, fortitude, insight, your might, mobility, or actually just tell us what you're doing and then we compare it together.
I think what I would be working on, and I have a focus on the waters and the sea and the ocean. And what I think I would be doing is looking at their shipping and making life very difficult for them trying to import anything that is useful with regards to, metals or, anything they could use to power their war machine.
Okay.
So if they're looking for oil, well, look, that tanker's now on the other side of the world. If they're trying to get in large amounts of steel or stuff like that, the boat ends up parked in Brazil, somewhere, just that kind of thing. Just trying not to directly go into conflict with any of their superhumans, because I'm just not really that type of person. But
okay, well, tell you what, give me a roll with your guys' mobility, because that's what you'd be using. And mobility. Your water control. That's a +3. And your water control, I'm assuming. It's a 3 for you guys' mobility.
Okay.
And your water manipulation's a 10. So you have a +13 to your roll. And
it's 2d10, isn't it, or 1d20?
It's 2d10.
2d10. Okay. Okay, so I rolled 13 plus 13, wasn't it? So that is 26.
Okay, so minus 10, you would have gotten a 16, which would have still been enough. So you got a success with some column shifts, basically. Cool. With some basically margin success. You got one margin success. That'll translate into an additional 2 points. Okay. Basically, you've done some damage basically to their shipping infrastructure. Okay. Renee, what are you doing? Hold on, let me take off their grandeur, because you're basically doing grandeur damage. Mobility 3, and you did 2 additional, so that's 5. So yeah, you did 5 points, which is pretty good. Renee, anything you're doing?
So we don't have, can we use actually our skills instead of our powers?
Yeah, you can use skills or powers, but you're using the attributes of your pantheon.
Gotcha. What's our, sorry, I didn't write down our pantheon numbers, so.
That's okay. I've got it.
I basically want to infiltrate and try to dive into more of a technical aspect and get into their emails, get into their communication. Who are they trying to ally with? Who are they talking to?
Okay.
Web, see what's going on. What are they?
Okay, a technical plus what? Probably your guys' insight, I would imagine.
Okay.
So what's your technical?
10.
10? Wow, that's really good. And their insight is 3. So you got a 13. So you have a +3 year roll because the roll is a difficulty -10. So give me a roll.
Okay. 12, so +3 you said, so 15.
Uh-huh. You got, what is it? 15? Okay. So you did the same amount that Karen did. You got pretty much the same, which is good. 5 points is really good. Basically, you're attacking, and this phase, the agenda phase, happens over a month. It spans basically a lot of smaller actions.
This is our ops. This is what we're doing in day in and
Right.
day out.
This is basically you guys as a macro, like, you know, like she did this, she, you know, and over the course of this month, he's been attacking shipping. She's been insinuating herself.
We could either be seeing it as vignettes, or when we start our first scene, somebody could be saying, well, according to my investigations, blah, blah,
Right,
blah.
exactly.
Right, okay.
This is what's happened.
Right. All right, I got my scene going if you want. I mean, I got my thought, my situation here. So I'm going to be using my fear power, and I am also going to be using insight because I want to scare the shit out of the people I need to scare in order to figure out what their next operation is.
Okay, so are you trying to scare their people, or you're trying to get information? You're bilking them of information, is what you're attempting to do.
I'm using insight because I want to be insightful about their next operation. But scaring the shit out of people is the way that I am doing it.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. And insight is, it's the same. So what is your fear power?
8. I have 7.
Nice.
Okay, so you got a total of a 10 against a 10, so you have a flat roll.
Oh man.
That's not an man. Well, you can spend some of this.
I should have bombed him. All right.
Just throw a bomb at the.
Telling you.
Just go in and just start blowing stuff up. No, this is actually good.
You can spend hero points from the group pool to boost it up as well.
Right, Jerry?
Yep, 2d10 and sum them up. You rolled a 6? Now, important thing too that maybe I haven't mentioned: if you roll doubles, you can pick those dice up and roll again, unless they're double ones. Okay, so you want to stick with the 6? A 6 is a partial success.
Well, what do you mean stick with it?
Well, because your roll, you can spend hero points after the roll.
I want to do that.
Okay, so you can spend up to 3 hero points. Each one of your hero points is going to add +3 to your roll. All you really need is 2 hero points to get a full success.
3.
Okay, cool. So you guys you want to spend 2 of them or 3?
3.
Okay, because 3 will get you.
Is that out of the hero pool necessarily, or is it mine?
This is out of the Pantheon.
Got it.
So it looks like you guys all did 5 points of damage for a total of 15 points to their grandeur, which is a lot. Which is basically an agenda it goes from 1 to 10. Right now, their personal agenda, the Power Elites agenda, is at a 6. And basically, their agenda is bring the world under the rule of a new Chimeran hegemony on Earth. That is what the Power Elite is trying to do. But you guys have done, and this is a major agenda, and you guys have basically done 15 points of damage. Now, just to put it into perspective, your guys' Pantheon has 12 grandeur. You guys would have been dissolved. They would have basically ruined, which they're getting ready to do because this is them actually.
I doubt we made friends this month. Right.
No, you guys absolutely did not. And you know what? I've just got an idea that the way I want to do this. Basically, the way I have it written right now is that they attack you guys back. But I'm going to put that at the end of the adventure. So you guys have done your thing, right? Yay, we've gone away and this is what we've done. So instead of them attacking right now, they will attack later. So you guys have gotten away doing like your awesomeness right now, but later on we'll see what they do to you guys.
In the
meantime, this is where the actual adventure starts. I guess, you've got your preface and your denouement on as bookends, but in the middle, you guys have your guys' little story right now, which starts off in Lima, Peru. What are you guys doing? What are you guys know one another? You guys have been aware of one another, hung out with one another. You guys basically just took Power Elite to the cleaners, but you guys still call this place home. This is Lima, Peru. And for Panthan, it's very important because this locus point becomes you guys' place of power eventually, in theory, depending. I mean, you guys could move around. There's a guy called the Sovereign who has a floating island, and that is his, power base. But you guys have Lima, Peru, which evidently is incredibly pretty from the pictures that I'm seeing. That's really neat. The Haka Pakalana pyramid.
I saw that, the pyramid. Yeah, it was cool.
That's pretty cool looking. I like that. But anyway, so what are you guys doing before, I start murdering people?
So we have a base, or we just have
you guys could have a base. It could be like a Starbucks or a Denny's.
We don't have a good base. I know where.
No orbital base. So we don't have any money, do we? Really? Or our base is like somebody's apartment kind of thing.
It could be, which is a legitimate base. It could be in a warehouse. It could be someplace that
Well, drawing on a little bit of the stuff I know about Peru, is it's very common to have households that are an enclosed courtyard effect.
Yes.
Very high walls and big barred windows everywhere because people will break into your home. And these little mini fortified compounds are very, very common.
Well, you have one with your own basically your own courtyard. It's or at least from the travel shows that I've watched, yes. Your own little so is this someone's home or that you guys are in?
Yeah, it could be my place. I lived in Peru for in and out. I travel a lot, but Peru has always been this character's home. So I reckon it's just somewhere I kind of
there now. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So
I know where my character is. If we're given carte blanche, I know where we are.
Yeah.
Or I know where I'm at.
Where are you?
I'm at one of those. There's a major university in Lima, and wherever it is that the students go to, party, one of these crappy bars that surround universities.
Okay. So how old is your character, by the way?
My character is very much mid-late teens, 17.
Okay.
And is
okay. So you're probably old enough to drink and get into the bars. I'm not sure what they're.
I don't care if I am or not. I got fear of 7, motherfucker. I'm getting so I'm in the
tequila, por favor.
And I'm basically doing Jello shots.
Okay. Okay, that's what you're doing. What about Ditto?
Ditto, you know what? I'll be at the bar. I'll be at the club, but I'll be tucked away in some corner with a laptop, kind of just looking up occasionally and just going back down and just kind of, doing my little thing in the corner, ordering drinks occasionally and keep an eye on my friend. I like watching him scare people.
Okay.
Right now, it's all about the fun.
Right. And what is Xenophon doing?
Xenophon, I think, is also there, but he's very awkward, and he's very difficult to. Yeah, I think what is happening is it's happened a couple of times recently where people have run away screaming. So I'm kind of off in a corner somewhere, hoping that our reputation doesn't get totally ruined. But I'm trying not to look like I'm keeping an eye on you, but I'm keeping an eye on you. Because 5 drinks in and suddenly, hey, you want to see what I can do to the bartender?
No, I'm not scaring people gratuitously. I'm getting drinks. I'm having fun.
Yeah.